As you're jotting your notes from the text, you want to make sure that you're using details and that those details are giving you the insights. So you want to try citing the text first and then talking about how that part shows what the character wants or what gets in his way. For example, that line that said he raced into the room he shared with his sis. I hadn't paid attention to that, but that was important. It tells you something about this boy's life that he has to share a room with a female sibling, even though he's in the ninth grade. It goes with that detail about the cramped living room. This family is all packed together in this house, which may be why the boy wants to get away. Let's read on, readers. I want to stay alert to the next section. There is both some intense drama and some very subtle details that might give us insight into this boy's life, how he sees the world. See if you pick any details that give you new insights into this boy. There's only today. Know that when your alarm starts blaring at 4:30 the next morning, you're going to have no idea where you are or what's happening. It'll still be dark outside. Your sis will be snoring. When reality finally settles in, the lazy part of your brain will try and sweet talk you back to sleep. Maybe we could, skip the Mooney trip today. Reach into your own skull and smack that part of your brain upside the head. If you let it, this part of your brain will hold you back from every dream you will ever have. Trust me. Crawl out of bed, reminding yourself that your old man gets up like this every single day for work, rain or shine, in sickness and in health. Your uncles, too. Respect them for this. Strive to be like them. During the entire 30-minute drive south, your old man will say 2 sentences to you, max. Don't take it personally. Answer his question about the gym location and how you heard about it. Buckle your seatbelt when he gives you one of his patented dirty looks. Before you even hit the freeway on-ramp, you'll be done talking. But that's okay. Shift your focus to other details of the drive. The radio news show he turns on, the smell of his steaming hot black coffee, the scattered cars along the dark freeway, and the subtle tick of his turn signal whenever he changes lanes. By the end of summer, the seemingly insignificant details will be ingrained in your brain. When he parks along the street near his factory, it'll still be a full 3 hours before Mooney Gym opens. Better have your skinny butt back here by 3:45, he'll say, snatching his lunch pail out of the back seat. It's a long walk home, I'll tell you that. After he disappears around the bend, turn your attention to the ancient Volkswagen Bug. You'll wonder how the heck you're supposed to sleep inside such a tiny car, but after a little trial and error, you'll find a way. It will involve folding your 6'1" frame into a kind of human pretzel. Half of you will be in the back seat, while the other half is curled up into the front passenger seat, your bag strategically lodged into the center console to keep the handbrake from digging into your ribs. By day 3, this next level yoga position will feel perfectly natural. But let's get something straight from the jump. This Muni Gym summer isn't going to be some kind of continuous loop of one shining moment. There will be low points too, on and off the court. Trust me. A few weeks in, a meaty-faced cop will knock on the windshield with the butt of his nightstick. He'll look at you through aviator sunglasses, his right hand resting on the holstered gun. Try not to panic. His suspicions will be based on 2 simple facts. This is the first time during his rounds he's ever stumbled across a kid sleeping at a 90-degree angle inside a VW Bug. 2. Your skin is brown. 2A. His skin will be brown too, maybe even browner. But don't spend too much time worrying yourself about this. There's a complex psychology behind the phenomenon, one you're not yet ready to wrap your head around. At the end of your respectful explanation, the cop will slowly remove his hand from his gun. He'll grab hold of your left elbow instead and steer you toward the front office of the factory. Your pop will be summoned, embarrassingly, over the loudspeaker. 2 minutes later, he'll emerge from the back looking wildly stressed. This is not because you've done anything wrong. It's because he has his own history with cops. Stuff that happened long before you were born. Stuff nobody ever talks about. After the cop explains the situation, your pop will put on an uncomfortable smile and vouch for you. He'll say you're a good kid and that you're just down here to play some ball at a gym in Balboa Park. He'll shake hands with the cop enthusiastically, thanking him for his service and apologizing for any trouble you may have caused. Soon as the cop leaves, though, your pops will transform back into himself. Don't worry about that power happy pendejo, he'll say, rubbing your shoulder. You didn't do nothing wrong. I was just sleeping. Mexicans are allowed to sleep too, he'll look you straight in the eyes, nodding. And in this moment, you'll feel closer to your old man than ever before. Fortunately, that's the only morning you'll be woken up by a nightstick. Every other morning, it'll be the alarm on your phone, and you'll be free to climb out of the bug at your leisure. Stretch your stiff arms and legs, breathe in the warm Hillcrest air, and remove your rock from your bag. It's time to get a move on. It won't take but 3 days to know all the shortcuts to Mooney. Dribble through the middle school playground where summer camp kids play double dutch and hopscotch and dodgeball. Dribble in and out of the sleeping car in the massive San Diego Zoo parking lot. Dribble through crowds of camera-toting tourists shuffling toward the front gates of the zoo. Dribble past the various hot dog stands, the ice cream truck with the 2 flat tires, the leather-faced man selling raspas who looks like your late abuelito. By the end of the summer, these vendors will recognize you and wave. It will take a little more than an hour for you to arrive at the large, dilapidated building with 2 locked green doors. Butterflies will dance inside your chest, that first time and every time following, even years from now. And that's how it should be, because you can sense it. Here is where you will learn the world. Wow, there were a lot of important details there. What seems most important? What more have you learned about this kid? And did you learn anything about his past experiences that might shape his perspective? You probably noted that he describes himself as Mexican, and it seems like being Mexican, at least here, means that the police treat you differently. Readers, this is significant work. We don't want to wait for the author to say, so this shows that the narrator is Mexican, and his perspective is that being Mexican can bring trouble with the police in this place. Because the author is never going to be that explicit. Instead, in great stories, authors give you these subtle details that let you gain insight into the character's perspective, if you're alert. Readers, Matt De La Pena is a master of this. He layers all these details to help you better understand the perspective of the character. And it's like he paces these details out, giving you just a bit, then a bit more, always letting you hear what the narrator is thinking so that you see the world through his eyes. Other authors you are reading will do it differently. They might give you a backstory to tell you about a character's past, or they might give you details in the dialogue. These are all incredible writers, and it will be interesting to compare both what you learn about your characters and how you learn, how these authors layer detail. You'll want to read at least one short story today, and do some jotting as you read, collecting important details. When you're ready, go back to the lesson platform to begin.